Video này được thực hiện trước khi Bruce Peterlin trở nên giàu có nổi tiếng và có thể tìm ra Việt Nam ở đâu trên bản đồ thế giới.
London photo and, you know, meeting some friends.
A cup of Earl Grey tea, thank you.
Okay, Mr. David Lewis, how long are you being a photo publisher?
Oh, a very long time, Warren. The first book I published was in 1987. But that was with Cornhouse, which is when I think I probably first met you.
Yeah.
Perhaps. And then I went independent in 1994. So next year will be 25 years publishing independently. So long time.
Congratulations. Yeah. May I ask you, before we were talking, we were talking about how you are picking different formats for different author. We picked Dougie Wallace. Could you please tell me, like, roughly, this is 2 books by the same author, the same style, the same hand, the same eye. But
it's essentially if you look at the Roadwaller book, it's very much about the scale gives it a real sense of being engaged and almost part of the landscape, part of the activity. And the thing about this, it's all about what were Padmini cabs in Bombay, in Mumbai, and they were very small. So you'd have whole families crammed into these enormous numbers of people in very small spaces. So the sense of space is very important for this book. Let's see if we can find one where we've got a family. There'll be something towards it. There's some wonderful images here. For example there.
Yeah.
This is a minute car, but it's 6 people in the driver. But in this one, what we wanted to do, Dougie takes so many photographs of dogs. It's essentially about dogs that are, well, it's called well-heeled. It's dogs that have some sort of money background. And if you show this one to certainly anyone in the UK, they immediately think this dog is an aristocrat.
Yeah.
It looks as though he has money.
Yeah.
So it's
he looks down on you.
Yeah.
The dog looks down on you.
Yeah.
So about this book, let's say it's more like a space, and, you know, or should we say the lack of the space on the photographs?
Yeah.
That's why they had the lack of the physical space, whereas here is basically the case is achieved with a it's quantity.
It's about getting the quantity. It's about getting a sense of. It's not just about 20 or 30 dogs.
Yeah.
There are 210 there.
Yeah.
And some of them, well, a lot of them have things like Gucci collars or Versace encrusted diamond collars. Extraordinary things.
Yeah.
Let's start with this. This is quite an elderly photographer now, Paddy Summerfield. And this is work over a period, but it's actually, it's designed in a way, it's very much telling it has autobiographical overtones to it.
Okay.
And it's very much about his personal story. And it is bringing together work from many different years and pulling it together with a narrative thread. So you've got to think about, well, actually, how do I get a narrative running through? How do I tell a story? And how do I make that understandable to other people? So one of the things is, even if the work is quite abstract, it needs to have a flow to it. It needs to have that sense of narrative. So I think something like that's very good.
Yeah.
But you've got to look at things like, why is a book like Last Resort still in print? It was first published in 1986.
Okay, yeah.
And it's there because there are stunning images.
Yeah.
It's very tightly themed. It's around a single subject. And none of the images seem out of place. They all relate in one way or another to that theme and tell us a bit more about what it was like to try and enjoy summer in this, what at the time was quite a rundown holiday resort. It's still very strong.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. Great to see you.
Yeah. The man in the house.
We're in Berlin now.
Irving Penn is in the house. Is really amazing, but you know what, as it happens, I'm always meeting friends. So Sarah, Marco, I wrote them, they're from Helsinki and she is from Tel Aviv. So, a small world. And now we are going to make a selfie on the background of Irving Penn.
Oh, that one, okay.
It's great? Yeah, it's good.
You joined the gang? No, you say now?
Okay, we are in Martin Gropiusbau, one of the most important galleries in Europe. And I have exhibit here I don't remember the year when Slovenia joined EU. Anyway, I came here to see a show by Anna Mendieta. By the truth, I didn't know who she is. I'm not into the landscape art or body art. But actually, this work is amazing. I'm so stoked by it. I'm really, really super impressed. I didn't bought the book of Irving Penn, but I did bought the book of Anna Mendieta. I think it will play a more important role in my artistic thinking later. Ljubljana. We're back in Ljubljana. Look at that. Look at it back. My friends are making films. Friends everywhere. Friends everywhere. That's the best. The best part of photography. You have friends everywhere. Today is what, 21st of May 2018. Today I've returned from my trip from London and Berlin, and today I'm fasting. Today I'm making fasting. I'm not eating anything than just drinking water. I must admit I ate one apple today and a few strawberries that my daughters picked. But that's not the point. Today is a day for cleansing. I had many highlights in this trip. Of course, meeting Dawie Lewis, seeing the exhibition, everything that you've seen. I also was in Helmut Newton Foundation. But the biggest highlight of it all is that 2 days ago I visited exhibition of Anna Mondieta. She's a landscape artist from 70s. She was doing her work when I was born. And aesthetically and technically the work is not so fascinating. But the way they were presented in Martin Gropius Bau was wow. They really touched me. It was like a sacred place. The viewer really took 3 minutes of time watching something that was basically very predictable. You know from the first 10 seconds how the movie will end, and that's how it is. But the thing of sitting and waiting and looking it through, it was like a meditation. Her artwork is a side product of the ritual that she was performing on the landscape, in the landscape, with the landscape. And this is something that I realize I want to do that, because I've done many landscape images, but I was very image based. I was aiming to make a good photo, whereas she was not aiming that her work would be. She was aiming to recreate the ritual, the magic of the earth. And that's why we are here. To cleanse the mind, to cleanse the body, and sleep under the stars. Thank you for watching, and top shit happens.